Hello students, this is a lecture for aromatic amino acid biosynthesis and its disorders for the subject PT214, that is biochemistry. Now, what are aromatic amino acids? Aromatic amino acids are those amino acids in which it consists of aromatic structures, that is ring structures. Example, phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan, etc. Metabolism of these amino acids deserves special mention. Why? Because the reasons will be as follows. Number of biological important compounds are produced from this. Deficiency of these enzymes in the metabolic pathway of these amino acids causes some inborn errors of clinical importance. What does it mean, inborn errors? That means during the pathway itself some errors occur. That is why it is called inborn errors. Now, phenylalanine and tryptophan are nutritionally essential amino acids, but tyrosine is not. Why? Because it is derived from phenylalanine. All of these are glucogenic as well as ketogenic. Now, in previous classes I have taught you what is glucogenic and what is ketogenic. Furthermore, I am telling you glucogenic acids are amino acids that are converted into glucose through gluconeogenesis. This part of the study has also been taught to you by the other teacher. I am not going in details to that. And what are ketogenic amino acids? Ketogenic amino acids are acids that are degraded directly into acetyl coenzyme A, which is precursor for ketone bodies. Recently, in previous lectures, I also have taught you about what is glucogenic as well as ketogenic amino acids other than this gluconeogenesis, right? Now, what is phenylalanine? You can see in your screen, this is the structure of phenylalanine, which causes an amine group in the alpha carbon, right? It has the amine group in the alpha carbon. Now, what are the attributes of this phenylalanine? They are aromatic and essential amino acids. You know what is the main definition of essential amino acids. I don't need to state you more. Both are glucogenic as well as ketogenic. That means they are degraded to acetyl coenzyme A as well as they are converted to glucose by gluconeogenesis. Previously I told you that phenylalanine is directly converted to tyrosine. This is why they are not in the category of essential amino acids. This is also referred to as sparing action of tyrosine on phenylalanine. Now, overview of phenylalanine and tyrosine metabolism. You will see in the screen that phenylalanine is converted to protein as well as tyrosine is also converted to protein. Again, phenylalanine is directly converted to tyrosine. Okay, this tyrosine is used for synthesis of thyroid hormones such as T3, T4. Later I will be telling you. Norepinephrine, epinephrine, adrenal medulla, which is present in adrenal medulla, and dopamine in CNS, that means central nervous system, and melanin pigment. You know, everyone knows where melanin occurs and where melanin is present. This tyrosine is also converted to glucose as well as fat. Now, phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine in a process. Okay, in the screen you will see the actual process. When phenylalanine is directly converted to tyrosine, you will see that oxygen is converted to water and tetrahydrobiopterin is converted to dihydrobiopterin in presence of NADPH plus H plus to NADP. Now you will see that from phenylalanine to tyrosine, there is a structural difference of what? There is a structural difference of OH. You see, one hydroxyl group is attached to in the structure of tyrosine, which is not in presence in the case of phenylalanine. How this OH group comes? You will see when dihydrobiopterin is produced from tetrahydrobiopterin, two hydrogen groups we get, out of which this hydrogen is converted from oxygen to water. The hydrogen is used for conversion of oxygen to water in presence of phenylalanine hydroxylase, monooxygenase. It is also called as monooxygenase. Okay, again you will find this is the O2 is converted to O. We have one oxygen atom in our hand. Now this NADPH is converted to NADP where we get hydrogen. extra. This H and the O2 from and the O from conversion of O2 to hydrogen water, these two becomes the hydroxyl group and gets attached to the to form the tyrosine from phenylalanine. Okay, you understood? After that, wow, how this degradation of phenylalanine to tyrosine occurs. You see, from phenylalanine hydroxylase causes the tyrosine. Then from tyrosine, transaminase. I told you that when an enzyme is used, it will be the name will be dependent on its action or the initial compound or the final compound. You see, tyrosine transaminase. Why it is called transaminase? I have told you what is the definition of transamination in previous lecture. Why tyrosine transaminase? Here you will find that the enzyme is named after the initial product, after the initial compound from which the other product, from next product, that is para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate is produced. The short form is PHPP, in presence of alpha ketoglutarate to glutamate. Now, what is the structure of alpha ketoglutarate? If you forget, let me show you the structure. This is the structure of alpha ketoglutarate. You see the circled of H. You see, it becomes alpha ketoglutaric acid. If the hydrogen is not present, then it becomes alpha ketoglutarate. Now, it is converted to glutamate. Now, this is the structure of glutamate. Here also I have circled out the hydrogen because glutamic acid is formed. When hydrogen is released, then it becomes glutamate. Then from para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate, it is converted to homogentisate. This homogentisate is produced in presence of, as I told you, that the enzyme is named after the initial or the final product, or as well as on the action of the enzyme. See, it causes deoxygenase. Okay, why deoxygenase? Because from ascorbate it is produced to dehydroascorbate. Why? So deoxygenase means when you will see in the structure para-hydroxypyruvate and homogentisate structure is produced, that is the ketone group, it comes to the ring structure and forms hydroxyl. This hydrogen, from the ascorbate to dehydrogenase, hydrogen is liberated. This hydrogen is get attached to this ring. Okay. Now homogentisate oxidase is used in the next process to produce 4-mallyl acetoacetate. You see the structure, you have seen the structure. Now, in presence of glutathione and mallyl acetoacetate isomerase, this structure is produced. Now, what is the structure of glutathione? This is the structure of glutathione. This is the structure of glutathione. Are you getting it? Now, glutathione is a structure which has three parts. One, it's cysteine. The other is glycine, and the third is glutamate. I'm sure that you all know what is the difference between what is the structures of these three. What did I say? It's first one is glutamate, second one is cysteine, third is glycine. I need not give you the structural elucidation separately in that molecular structure. You are well educated, well known enough about these two amino acids. Okay, so you can fragment it into these three different parts. Now, what comes to disorder? Before that, I have to tell you this. When we are conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine, there are two enzymes, right? I told you dihydrobiopterin to dihydrobiopterin. You also need to know the structure of this tetrahydrobiopterin and dihydrobiopterin. These are the structures of dihydrobiopterin and tetrahydrobiopterin. See, these two are the structures of dihydrobiopterin and tetrahydrobiopterin. you see in these two structures only 2 hydrogen atoms are more in tetrahydrobiopterin. You got it? Okay. Now, what are these tetrahydrobiopterin and dihydrobiopterin? These are pteridine compounds. What? These are pteridine compounds which has composed of fused pyrimidine and pyrazine ring. You know what is the structure of pyrimidine and pyrazine? This is the pteridine compound. This is the pteridine structure. When you will see the tetrahydrobiopterin and dihydrobiopterin, you will see the structures are the main structure is this pteridine group. Can you see? Can you see now? Okay. Okay. These are this pteridine structures, that means the tetrahydrobiopterin and dihydrobiopterin are used for the synthesis of dopamine, norepinephrine and epinephrine. It is also restored to the required cofactor tetrahydrobiopterin by dihydrobiopterin reductase. That means dihydrobiopterin sorry, it is restored to required cofactor. That means the pteridine structure is restored to tetrahydrobiopterin by the cofactor dihydrobiopterin reductase. You will find in the screen that phenylalanine is converted to fumarate as well as acetoacetate. Remember, acetoacetate, acetate, alpha, keto, glutarate. Remember? Now, this process consists of different enzymes. When these enzymes are not present, then these type of diseases occur, which has been shown in the screen. I will be describing you what are the disorders as well as what are the remedies or what are the causes of these disorders. Now come to first phenylketonuria, that is in the short form it's PKU. What is this? It is the most common metabolic disorder. It is inborn disorder in amino acid metabolism. It is an autosomal recessive defect. When it occurs when 2 copies of a defective gene is present in order to cause this disease or trait. When 2 copies of a single defective gene is present, then this type of disorder occurs. It happens due to the defect in dihydrobiopterin reductase enzyme. Okay. The net outcome is that phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. I told you before, you can see in the structure. I will be providing you the notes too. Now, what is this? You see the flowchart of PKU. How it happens? Phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine. If though that tetrahydrobiopterin is not converted to dihydrobiopterin due to that disorder I told you just now, then thyroid hormone will not be produced, dopamine will not be produced, epinephrine will not be produced, as well as melanin will not be produced. That is why then this phenylketonuria occurs. Then what happens if this tyrosine is not produced? The presence of pyruvate to alanine transaminase enzyme produced in the liberation of carbon dioxide and inclusion of water molecule, phenylacetate as well as phenylactate is produced. Okay, what is the disease occurred? Its name from high level of keto acid or phenylpyruvate in urine. Okay, then in urine what happens? That this phenylpyruvate is present in that urine. Phenylpyruvate is further converted to 2 metabolites in, you can see in the screen. So what are the clinical features of this PQ? Mental retardation, failure to walk or talk, failure of growth, seizures, very low IQ and hypopigmentation. That means light skin color, fair hair, blue eyes, etc. What can it be diagnosed with? It can be diagnosed with Guthrie test, ferric chloride test and DNA probes. Later on, you need not know about this much. The things that has been described in your notes, just remember that. Now, second is The treatment of PKU. The maintenance of plasma phenylalanine concentration within the normal range is a very challenging task in the treatment of PKU. This is done by selecting foods with low phenylalanine content. Dietary intake of phenylalanine should be adjusted by measuring plasma level. That means you have to go through constant blood tests before you take phenylalanine content food. Early diagnosis and treatment for 4 to 5 years, then it can be prevented. Now, second type is tyrosinemia type 2. What of its other's name is Richter-Hanhart syndrome. It is also an autosomal recessive defect. That means it is also occurred due to the presence of a defective gene which has 2 copies. Remember. Now, what are the enzymes that are defected? That is tyrosine and transaminase. The net outcome, blockade in the routine degradation pathway of tyrosine. Similarly, you see in the screen here it is written how tyrosine is converted to para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate, and when this alpha ketoglutarate is not converted to glutamate due to this transaminase enzyme defect, what occurs? This type of defect of disorder occurs, tyrosinemia type 2. Now, what are the clinical features? Skin lesions, rashes in hands. Now, what is neonatal tyrosinemia? In what occurs when para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate is converted to homogentisate in the presence of this deoxygenase enzyme. When deoxygenase enzyme is not present, then ascorbate is not converted to dehydroxyascorbate. Then this type of disorder occurs, that is neonatal tyrosinemia. This is a temporary condition and usually responds to ascorbic acid. You know what is ascorbic acid and what rich compounds that you can have to grow this, more ascorbic acid. Now, what is alkaptonuria? Alkaptonuria is also known as black urine disease. That means the color of the urine turns to black. It is also an autosomal recessive defect. It occurs 1 in 25,000. What is the enzyme that gets defected? That is homogentisate oxidase. Just the next step of the previous disorder. Homogentisate accumulates in the tissues and blood and is excreted through the urine, which causes the color of the urine to grow black. You see this homogentisate in the screen, you will see it's converted to what? 4-methyl acetoacetate, but in the presence of this oxidase. When this oxidase is defected, then alkaptonuria occurs. You see, if this enzyme is not present, in oxidation becomes benzoquinone acetate to polymerization causes alkaptone. What is the effect? Deposition in the connective tissue, bones, various organs, nose, ear, etc. causes ochronosis. Remember. Now, what is the diagnosis of alkaptonuria? Change in the color of urine on standing to brown or dark has been the sample traditional method to identify alkaptonuria. The urine gives a positive test with ferric chloride and silver nitrate. Now, next is tyrosinemia type 1. What is the tyrosinemia type 1? This is also known as tyrosinosis. It is also an autosomal recessive disorder. Remember this. Now you can say that when the enzyme gets defected due to defected gene, 2 copies of defected gene present in the enzyme, then what occurs? Autosomal defective disorder. Right? It also occurs in 1 in 1 lakh. It is very rare. What are the enzymes that gets defected? That is fumarate acetoacetate hydroxylase. It causes liver failure, rickets, renal tubular dysfunction and polyneuropathy. Tyrosine is metabolized and many other amino acids are excreted in urine, which causes the urine to go. In acute tyrosinosis, the infant exhibits diarrhea, vomiting and cabbage-like odor. Okay. Death may even occur due to liver failure within 1 year. For the treatment, diets with low tyrosine can be prescribed, as well as phenylalanine and methionine. Albinism. This is also known as tyrosinosis. It is also autosomal recessive defect because it is also produced due to the presence of 2 copies of a single defective enzyme. It is also very rare because it occurs in 1 in 20,000. It is happening because of the defect in the enzyme tyrosinase. The net outcome is that the lack of synthesis of pigment melanin. What are the clinical features of albinism? That is, lack of melanin in albinos makes them sensitive to sunlight, increased susceptibility to skin cancer, photophobia, that is intolerance to light associated with lack of pigment in the eyes. However, there is no impairment in the eyesight of the albinos. Their entire body, including their hair, is characterized by white in nature. Now, biological importance of this compound derived from tyrosine. Tyrosine serves as the precursor for catecholamines, dopamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, thyroid hormones, T3, T4 and melanin. Synthesis of catecholamines. Epinephrine, norepinephrine and dopamine are collectively called catecholamines. They are synthesized by tyrosine. Epinephrine and norepinephrine are produced by adrenal medulla and serve as hormones, whereas dopamine and norepinephrine produced in the CNS and postganglionic sympathetic nerves act as neurotransmitters. In Parkinson's disease, dopamine level in the CNS are decreased because of the deficiency of it in cells that produce dopamine. Now, tyrosine is converted to epinephrine in this manner, which is shown in the screen. In the presence of biopteria, that is again see tetrahydrobiopterin, dihydrobiopterin. Remember the structures I showed you before. And in presence of oxygen, which is converted to water, that means dehydroxylase. Remember the naming of the enzymes which I told you. This 3,4 dihydroxyphenylalanine, it is also known as DOPA. Now this DOPA is converted to dopamine in presence of PLP. What is this PLP? It's pyridoxal phosphate. In presence of pyridoxal phosphate and with the liberation of carbon dioxide. Then dopamine is converted to norepinephrine when ascorbate is converted to dihydroascorbate. Previously I told you, again we will see in the previous flowcharts, that ascorbate is converted to dihydroascorbate where oxygen is converted to water. That means here also hydroxylase enzyme is used, that is also beta hydroxylase. You remember beta carbon, alpha carbon, I told you before. Okay. Now norepinephrine is converted to epinephrine in the presence of this methyl transferase. Now what is the function of transaminase? Norepinephrine and epinephrine regulates carbohydrate and lipid metabolism. They stimulate the degradation of triacylglycerol and glycogen. They cause an increase in the blood pressure. Dopamine and norepinephrine serves as neurotransmitters in the brain and autonomous nervous system. Now, dopamine and Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a common disorder in mainly elderly people, with about 1% of the population above 60 years being affected. That means only 1%. That is also very rare, but not as rare as the amino acid metabolism disorders, right? Now, what occurs? It is characterized by muscular rigidity, tremors means shaking, the expressionless face, lethargy, involuntary movement, etc. Now, what is biochemical basis? The exact biochemical cause of this disorder has not been identified. It has, however, been linked with the decreased production of dopamine. You remember the decreased production of dopamine, how it occurs? Here, see, dopamine occurs, that means this decarboxylase enzyme, dopa decarboxylase enzyme is defected. Okay, the disease is due to the degradation of certain parts of the brain, substantia nigra and locus coeruleus, leading to the impairment of the synthesis of dopamine. Remember these names because I will be giving you exams on this. Treatment. Dopamine cannot enter the brain, hence its administration is of no use. Dopa, levodopa or L-dopa, that means levorotatory, dextrorotatory. Remember the structural elucidations of the isomers. Remember the chemical chemistry. Now in the brain, dopa is converted into dopamine, which alleviates the symptoms of PD. What is PD? Parkinson's disease. Unfortunately, dopamine synthesis occurs in various other tissues and results in side effects such as nausea, vomiting, hypotension, etc. Hypertension. Administration of dopa analog that inhibits dopa but not enter brain and are found to be effective. Carbidopa and gamma methyl dopa, or dopa analogs, are administered along with dopa for the treatment of Parkinson's disease. You see the synthesis of how does synthesis of thyroid hormones and melanin pigment occurs. This is the synthesis of thyroid hormone. You see thyroglobulin, which is a protein which is synthesized in the thyroid gland, which is also tyrosine residue. Okay, in presence of iodine, it is converted to thyroglobulin with single iodine attachment, and the other is diiodotyrosine. Okay, now due to the again it is converted to T3 and T4. T3 is triiodothyronine and T4 is thyroxine. And again, see in the synthesis of melanin pigment, tyrosine is converted to dopa previously. From dopa, in presence of tyrosinase, it is converted to dopaquinone spontaneously, which is produced to indole 5,6 quinone. Okay, in presence of tyrosinase enzyme, as well as with this tyrosinase in presence of cysteine, then dopachrome is produced, which is a red melanin. Indole 5,6 quinone is black melanin. Okay, now melanin, the color pigment. The skin color of the individual is determined by the reactive concentration of black and red melanins. This in turn is dependent on many factors, both genetic and environmental. These include the activity of tyrosinase, the density of melanocytes, availability of tyrosine, etc. Albinism is an inborn error with generalized lack of